Good afternoon, and welcome to this live stream here on the Aviator 268 channel. We are yet again doing another flight in the series for the Delta 24th anniversary of their service to the sim world. I am apologizing for the late start. Trying to get a couple of things sorted out so we can get underway. Fuel is already going on, so that is already in play. Just trying to get the Volanta sorted out so we can see where we're going. Yes, we are doing another short flight from LaGuardia to Pittsburgh. Last night we had a very eventful flight where we had 2 blown tires on this time around as we continue to celebrate 24 years with Delta Virtual. LaGuardia Airport looking pretty good. And we have the I Love New York sign on the other side over there. And we are at stand 69, which is the new Terminal C for Delta. That looks like a nice picture we could take right there. Beautiful. All right, let's jump back into the aircraft and get further set up. We can release that now and begin boarding. Let's get the route set up real quick so that we can be on our way. If you're just joining for the first time, welcome on board, and hope that you will consider subscribing and also smashing that notification bell so next time you do not miss the next time we go live. Hey, what's going on? Dikembe, welcome. Aviation Geek 268. He's gonna start a stream just now, as well as he does the A350. The A350 is out, guys, and we are about to do a familiarization flight later this evening. So that is one of the reasons why the flight is so early today. We will be doing that FAM flight this evening. So we're gonna take this quick flight over to Pittsburgh, get it in, get it done, and move on with life, as they would say. Flight has been uplinked. Departure today is going to be runway 31. And the arrival into Pittsburgh up here. Good. So departure, let's get the airport up. Parking gates are also up. If we need to come back, it's gonna be the ILS runway 22. And let's look at the Pittsburgh airport. And the arrival is the Demi 5. And let's see what the airport looks like. So we're going to be landing on runway 10 left. Yeah, runway 10 left. And then that will give us the taxi to the terminal. It will be a closed taxi, yes. So ILS 10 left. We would have downloaded some scenery from the flightsim.to website. Didn't test it, so we're going to be doing all of that right now. Let's just hope that nothing goes wrong with that. All right, so let's go ahead and call for our boarding. And let's begin that process. And while we do that, we'll wait for let's do the departure for this airport. So we're departing out of LaGuardia. We're pushing start onto the alley, then make a right onto Alpha, take Alpha to Zulu, hold short runway 31 for departure. Then we'll take off, and of course out of below V1 we will Stop anything that will make the aircraft unflyable. Above V1, we will climb 3,000 feet, make a right turn to head over to, I think that'll be the Bronx area. Then we make a right and come back around if we need to land on runway 22. The ILS approach is already in place. So if we need to, this is already set. We have 100 and...
Departure checks completed.
We have 100 and... 142 passengers. Couldn't see it for a second. 142 passengers for today. We're flying at flight level 300. We have some headwinds that are going to keep us airborne for a little bit. Flight time is an hour and 5 minutes. And we hope to get there with a block time of 1 hour and 33 minutes. So that would take us just about 5 local time, 5:30 local time, 5:45, maybe 6. We'll see. See what happens when we get airborne. If we can speed that up for the time. So let's go ahead and start the APU, get that going. So once we get all the passengers on board, we would definitely be ready to move. Going back to the FMC, so we do ILS 21 left. And we're taking the Demi 5, and I feel it is via Vinci. So we get that in the routes. Let's check to make sure there are no discontinuities. And we step through. And that is good. For departure, we do radar vectors to the first fix, which is radar vectors to ZIMS, then spots and on course, and we climb the flight level 300. We'll pick up our squawk code shortly. And departure out of here is normally 5,000 feet, so we'll set that. Cool. So we activate, execute, go back to the performance tool. Departure runway 31, import from the aircraft. We leave this at optimum, and we have 142.3 and the CG is 25. Import the weather and we calculate. Takeoff 1 with a flex time of 43, and that gives us 139, 140, 145. Seems like we've been getting that for the past few days. Well, I guess we have, because the flights are pretty short, so the weight has been very consistent. So that's cool. That is cool. So let's go over and input 300. And the cost center is 13. Reserves is, see what our reserves are. $5.1 plus 5 is 5.6. And our zero fuel is 127.8. Execute. Spot code today is going to be 6733, and the CTA for LaGuardia is 118.7. Make sure our airplane is where it's supposed to be. So tires are good, brakes are good, good. So you have a good ship. You have a pretty good ship. Boarding has commenced. So we have 142 and 39 of 142. So we have a little bit before the boarding is completed. Let's make sure that our ACARS systems are set up. So we don't have an issue when it comes to reporting. All right, going to our N1, we're doing takeoff 1 and 43 is our selected temperature. Flaps 5 and 139, 40 and 45 are correct. Go to leg space route data and request the winds. Let's see how much we're supposed to land with once we get there. So we land with 8.9 pounds and our distance is 337 nautical miles, and we'll see how best we can shorten that. We have 142 and we've boarded 72 of 142, so we have just a little bit more to go. LaGuardia is a little bit of a frame hog, but we can still make it out with no issues. Everybody is getting on board. It's really amazing how far we've come with flight sim, where we can now see passengers seated on the plane. I remember back then it was FS passengers, where we just hear sounds that simulate the airplane, and now we actually simulate the passengers on the airplane, and now we actually see passengers on here. So it's pretty good to see how far we've come from, and I'm pretty sure with 2024 it's going to look even better. But as of right now, we'll stick to 2020, where we can be sure that everything will run smoothly. And then by the time we get to 2024 later on in the year, God spare our collective lives, we'll definitely see some improvement, and we are grateful for that. Welcome, welcome, welcome in, guys. Feel free to say hello. Let us know that you are in the chat and enjoying the content. So we've already done boarding of the baggages. Now we are boarding our passengers, and we have 142 today, and we have 96 of 142 on board. Sound you hear in there is the APU already lit, and so we can now go over to APU power as we get to 100 passengers on board, so we can be ready for immediate departure. Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, good afternoon and welcome on board DAL2496 with service to Pittsburgh. We know you have many options when you are flying. We want to thank you for choosing Delta for this flight. Flight time today is going to be 1 hour and 3 minutes. Gate to gate time will be 1 hour and 31 minutes. We'll see what we can do if we can get you there a little bit earlier than that. Flight attendants in the back there for your pleasure and make sure that you are comfortable. However, they're also there for your safety. So we ask that you pay attention to all the instructions that they would give you. And once again, thank you for choosing Delta, and we'll talk to you later on in the flight. Our squawk code is 6733. So that is set. And 118.7 is the CTAF. So we are good to go with that. And our V speeds 139, 140, 145, and that is set. We'll arm VNAV, we'll arm heading as we'll make a slight right turn after departure or runway heading to climb to 5. Let's see what the LaGuardia 5 is saying, because I think that might very well be what we should be using, the LaGuardia 5 out of LaGuardia. The LaGuardia 7 departure, not LaGuardia 5. So LaGuardia 5, runway 31, climb heading 310, our sign to maintain 5,000. Good, so we will climb on a heading of 314 and expect turn on course leaving 6,000. So when we climb up to 6,000 feet, we will then make our turn towards Zimmy or Zims and then on course. So yes, we'll be using the LaGuardia 7 departure today. Let's see if I can get it up. LaGuardia 7. Oh, it's not in here. Okay. But yes, we'll use the LaGuardia 7 departure this afternoon. $142 passengers and we have 131, so we're just about ready to go. Let's get our, I finally printed the sheet now, so I don't need the iPad to be next to me. Printed the sheet, so it'll be good to go. Checklist before start checklist, flight deck and exterior inspections are completed, pre-flight procedures completed, IRS mode selected as nav. Nav and display switches, normal and auto emergency exit signs are armed, passenger signs are on. Pressurization panel is set, window heat switches are on, pressurization mode selector is in auto. Low control panel is set, 145, 3, 14, and 5,000, and that is set. Oxygen mask regulator interphone checked, altimeter 2991 and cross check light, and navigation instruments are checked. Warning announcing lights checked, anti-skid light is off, gear is down 3 greens. DPWS has been checked, speaker lever down, detent. Thrust levers are checked and closed. Engine start switches are cut off. Stabilizer cutout switches are normal. Fire warning system is checked. Radios, transponder, and radar are checked and set. Rudder system free and closed and 0. Parking brake is set. Flight attendant briefing complete. Departure briefing complete. Logbook check. Fuel required is 14.614 on board. FMS and ACARS info is entered. Stabilizer trim. Let's set our trim right now. It is 4.8. So let's set that just about 5. And there we go. And that is set. Airspeed 139, 140, and 145. And N1 bugs are set, and cross check. So our before start checklist is complete. Let's get the aircraft now ready for departure by releasing some of these ground operations. Release the air condition and release the ground power, as we are now on APU. And we can go ahead and release the chalk I like how the MD80 and the Airbus systems, once you put on the anti-collision lights, it automatically removes the shock. So I'm wondering if in the future that one of in the future that PMDG could do such a thing for their airplane. Oh, we never know. We can act. Maybe they will. Maybe not. We're not. Nevertheless, we are ready to go. So we are set. Let's request push and start. And we will do the before start checklist closed. Doors are now closed. And we do nose left facing start on line 9 of let's do 9.
Release parking brakes, please.
Let's do the before start checks. Doors closed. Hydraulic panel is now set. Fuel panel is set. Pilot door closed and locked. Anti-collision lights are on. Air conditioner panel is set. Transponder is set to standby. Before start checklist is complete. LaGuardia traffic Delta 2496 push and start from gate 69 at 9 Alpha. All right. Let's release the parking brakes and start the timer.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
And we're off the gate at 8:35 or 4:35. That's a pretty quick one. Given that we would have started a bit late, that was a pretty quick turn. And we can go ahead and start our engine. Start sequence is 2, then 1. Starting engine number 2. Wait for N2 to come 25. And we introduce the fuel. Another thing that GSX now does is that they will push the aircraft back and they will pull it forward to the spot where it goes. So that's pretty representative of what happens in the real world too. Sometimes you'll push back and then the aircraft has to be pulled forward into an alleyway. So this is pretty nice to see that GSX is now, again, everything is advancing, and that is so great to see. You just see things are getting better and better as you go along. And I'm pretty sure, like I said, 2024 isn't going to be any less. Parking brake is 6, starting engine number 1. So I am excited for that. The only challenge or the only drawback that I have with 2024 is that it's in its teething stages. So I want to give it the opportunity to actually grow. And so we'll wait until it gets to a level of maturity before we actually engage in transfer 24 and 25. And we just saw the exhaust a while ago starting up here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Tow truck disconnected, bypass pin removed. Left is clear, right is clear.
Pins away will be on the right hand side of the airplane. There it is. Wait for the little wave and we're good to go. See you the next time through. We will do our after start flows. Let's do our flight control check. Rudder left, rudder right. Ailerons to the left and right. Elevators up and fully forward. And
LaGuardia traffic to report you up Bravo taxi, runway 31 via Alpha Alpha Golf Bravo. Report you up Alpha, LaGuardia traffic.
And then we will get our map up. And we will taxi via Alpha, Radeon Alpha, and take Alpha to Zulu and hold short runway 31. Not sure how far that guy is from where we are. He's on the way on the other. He's way on the other side of the airport, so we get to the runway long before he does. All right, so let's give our after start checklist. Generators are on, pro heat on, anti-ice is on because we have some low clouds around, so we'll put the anti-ice on. Temperature is 14 degrees. We don't need it. Anti-ice is not needed, not needed, not needed. Oops, what did I just turn off? Wrong thing. Here we go. There we go. And the air conditioning panel is set. Auto brake is RTO. After start checklist complete. Taxi checklist. Flaps 5 green light. Flight controls have been checked. Taxi checklist is complete. Nose light coming on. Runway light coming on. And let's make our calls. LaGuardia traffic DAL2496. Taxi runway 31 via right on Alpha, left Zulu, hold short runway 31, and LaGuardia traffic. Right, parking brakes release, and let's go. Make the right here on Alpha. We take Alpha all the way down to the end, and then a left on Zulu. And then there's this sort of discontinuity with the scenery. That's the little bump. Yeah. I'm wondering if that was the issue there. I'm gonna have to rebuild those indices because we can't be having those kind of things going on while we're flying. That's probably what it was. There was a break, or there's a change in elevation on the landing runway, and that was probably what's caused us to blow those tires. But that was just a weird yesterday. I'm very worried, guys. Very, very worried. If you can get off the ground, I'm good with that. All right, before takeoff, checklist stabilizer trim is 4.8, and that is set. Flaps 5 green light. Windows closed and locked. Throttle is armed. Recall is checked. And the runway is runway 31. Departure is LaGuardia 7. First fix is radar access to ZIMS. Then flight plan route takeoff briefing has been completed, and flight attendants are notified, and radar transponder is set. Engine start switches are continuous, and the exterior lights are now coming up. LaGuardia traffic Delta 2496, line up runway 31, LaGuardia.
On runway 31. Right.
Clear to the left, and there is that aircraft that's coming behind us. Body traffic Delta 2496, takeoff runway 31, runway heading till 6,000, then on course. Body traffic takeoff. Alright. Timer is on, everything is set, and let's go. Stabilize. Toga. Course is set 89.7.
80 knots.
Check. Rotate. And we also have some gusts going on. Positive rate, gear up. LaGuardia traffic Delta 2496 passing 800 for 6,000 on runway heading. LaGuardia traffic. LaGuardia traffic Delta 2496 last call. See it. Go to 122.8.
LaGuardia traffic to report to Alpha Bravo, taking runway 31 and VFR northwest departure. LaGuardia.
And let's make our Command A, and we have this. And there's downtown and Central Park. Beautiful, beautiful. So that's the whole of Central Park right here. And we have flaps coming up. Look at that. Beautiful. Goodbye, LaGuardia, and hello, downtown. I think I want a picture of this. And just on the other side, over here somewhere, is Newark International. So that's kind of one of the reasons too, Hudson River there. Kind of one of the reasons that we have to maintain 6,000 till 6,000 is because you have several airplanes coming through on this route, especially landing into Newark. So you want to get above that so that we don't interfere with the arrival traffic going into Newark over down here. So that's Newark International over here. Once we get to 6,000 feet, we're going to continue our climb up to flight level 300. And now we go direct to ZIMS, which is our first waypoint. 6,000 feet. Left turn direct ZIMS, then on course. And we can do LNAV, LNAV, LNAV. We can now run the after takeoff checklist. After takeoff checks. Flaps up. No lights. Landing gear up and off. Anti-ice is not required. Engine bleeds are on and auto. Pressure to the panel is checked. And engine start switches are continuous. APU is off. After takeoff checklist is complete. Now leaving 10,000 feet, landing lights can come off. And the wing lights can come off. And we can ding the cabin so they know we are past 10,000 feet. And just off the wing here is Newark International Airport. Okay. We have a headwind component of 67 or so knots. So that's going to really give us some stiff headwinds going towards the west. So that's why it's going to take us a little bit longer than we really intended to be. Nevertheless, we will make it eventually. Once we get to the airport, let's see what our cruise current speed is going to be. 7.71. Of course, we're going to change that to a little bit faster than that to see how fast you can get there. Currently, as it stands, we should arrive at Pittsburgh by 5:53 p.m. Let's see what happens when we get to cruise. As we climb up, we will see what we can do to make it a little bit easier. There's a possibility that we can get a shortcut. Let's see. Nope, no shortcuts. No shortcuts at all. By the time we get to Sims, the problem we could do is probably go direct to Vinci. And since it's just a shortcut, let's look at what the arrival looks like. The Demi 5. So Vinci, Lee Joy, please, next, so Demi, and then we're going to 10 left. So we'll have to make a downwind, then come to base for that. All right, so let's see. Probably go direct to Vinci. But it's still in a general direction, so it's not going to really make a difference in terms of the headwind. Once leaving 18,000, we will go standard for the standard setting as we climb to flight level 300. Guys, we're going to have another stream later on this evening. The next stream is going to be on the A350. We've installed it. We haven't checked it as yet. So we might do a little bit of testing before we get online for that. However, look out for the message for that as we get ready to showcase the A350 and we just lost power. Let's see how long it would take before we get the power back. That's really unfortunate. Let's see how long it will take before the power comes back. Hopefully we don't have to end the stream, but we'll see what happens. And we're back. The power is back. Fireball 8981. We're doing the A350 after this flight. We are just trying to fulfill this event flight for the Delta Virtual. So this flight is being done earlier. We'll do the A350 in the next stream. That will be a little later this evening. So stick around and we'll definitely have that flight ready for you later on. Alright, so we're level at level 300. Let's get this up to 0.75 and have the aircraft go a little bit faster. As a matter of fact, let's go to 0.78 and let's see what that is going to give us in terms of our arrival time. Get our speed up just a little bit more. Probably not going to get up to 400, but we will try as much as possible. But definitely, guys, we will be in the 350 later on this evening, so look out for that that information that will be posted. If you are not part of the Discord chat, please do !Discord, and that will give you the link to the Discord. Become a member of the Discord. Of course, you can talk with us back and forth on that. Share your information, share your ideas, share whatever you would like aviation wise in the Discord. Also, if you haven't already done so, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. And if you will, please, I beg of you, the one thing that you would do for me that will make me really happy is if you subscribe. And of course, once you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can never miss the next time that we go live. All right, we're up to 390 with 0.78. And so we are getting there. Current time now is 2100. So we have 51 minutes before we get there. It might be a little bit less than that. So we'll see how we can do it. 0.79. Let's see if we can go 0.80 and what that will give us. See if we can get to 400 knots. There we go, getting up, and we're at 400. Cool. All right. So once again, guys, the 350 is out and about. There are many persons flying the A350. We are going to do the A350. We will definitely showcase that a little bit later this evening. So stick around for that information that will be sent on Discord, is where you will see that information first. And of course, we will post it onto the YouTube once we send the link. Our first official flight with the A350 is going to be Atlanta to Detroit. That will be the very first official flight, I can tell you that now. Eventually, we're going to get to Los Angeles and do our real world counterpart, which would be the Los Angeles to Sydney, which is a flight that I took 2 years ago. And I'm telling you, that flight felt so long flying across the water. You skip a whole day, guys. You miss a whole day when you go from LA to Australia. So we're gonna do one of those flights. Right now, I see that Chewy is online doing a 17-hour flight from Auckland to Doha. Whew. That's long. That's pretty long. My longest flight is actually 18 hours, but that was in the 737-800 about let's see, that was during COVID, and that was probably in 2020 or 2021, where I did an American flight from, it was from Dallas, Fort Worth to Hong Kong. Pretty long flight. Probably said coming up in 126 miles. We are getting there slowly but surely. We are now 406 knots across the ground with some headwind, a crosswind of 77. So that shave off a couple. So yeah, that's about the 67 crosswind headwind that we indicated on our flight plan. So it is pretty accurate. Pretty accurate. See the rivets on this airplane. Nice and clean. It should be a little bit dirtier than this because this plane has been out for a while. But just look at how this looks. So I can only imagine what the 350 is gonna look like. Woo! Can't wait to see that plane, boy. We'll be doing quite a couple of flights in terms of livery. So for this virtual airline, well, for Delta Virtual, I'm gonna have to wait a while to fly it with them because I'm not rated on that aircraft. So Delta Virtual, again, celebrating its 24th anniversary. On March 14 is going to be the big celebration. So in a week and a half or so, we will have our big celebration for the 24th anniversary of Delta Virtual for their long-standing service for the virtual airline world here on this channel. And one of the things that they pride themselves with, we pride ourselves with, is training pilots for not just here in the sim world, but also for the real world with information that we could use both in the sim and real world. So I'm gonna have to get rated on the A350 for Delta in Delta Virtual before I can actually fly it on quote unquote revenue flights. Gotta get checked out, guys. So we'll do a couple of flights on the channel, get ourselves prepared for that check ride so that we can be ready for the A350 check ride. So we'll get there eventually, guys. We'll get there eventually. Later on this evening is the first look of the A350 by Inimals that was just released earlier today, about 9 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time was when it was released. So we know that's the excitement right now. When you probably look on the Volanta flights, you'll probably see A350s all over the world doing delivery flights from Toulouse. We'll probably simulate one of those once I get my rating. I'll probably do that delivery flight, or I'll do that just before I get my check ride. So we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens with that, but we'll definitely have a look at that a little bit later on this evening. 100 miles from our top of the descent, so we can begin looking at our arrival. We're going to be arriving into Pittsburgh International Airport. We're looking at the Pittsburgh chart 20-2, and we're going on the Demi 5 RNAV arrival, and our transition gate is going to be the Vinci intersection. And we go Vinci, Lejoy, Please, Nesto, Demi, and because we're using the 10 left transition, we will continue via Penguin, Rivers, and then to Hines, then make a right to join the localizer for runway 10 left. So let's look at the arrival, the ILS 10. For the ILS 10, we have the ILS identifier as in India Lima X-ray Bravo, and it is 111.7 with a heading of 101. And of course in the US the transition is 180, and our initial altitude for our descent on the star is 10,000. So we descend down to 10,000 feet. The MSA for our flight, we are coming in between on the left side here, so that's 3100. Between 360 and 270 is going to be 3100, and we're coming on a heading of 101, so our MSA is 3100. And for our straight in, our decision height will be 1403, and we'll put 200 in our radio altimeter. Stowe is the initial approach fix, and we will have 6.3 nautical miles till we get to Raku, and that will give us the glide slope, where we capture the glide slope, and then we will have 5.5 miles towards the runway. Let's check and see if we can put India Lima Extra Bravo in the system to create that 15 mile and also the 7 mile arrival for, not 7, so we probably have to do 20 and then 10, so that we can be fully prepared or fully configured by the time we get to Raku. On approach, in the event that we have to do a go around, we go miss, we climb to 1900 feet, then I climb in left turn to 4000 feet, direct to the Ellenwood City VOR, the Echo Whiskey Charlie VOR, and we will hold. When we look at our legs page, we recognize it is Vincent Lejoy, Please, Nesto, Demi, Penguin, Rivers, Hines, that we are vectored right towards Stowe, Raku to 10 left. If we go miss, we climb 1900 to the Ellenwood City VOR, and we'll hold at Ellenwood, and that is already in the system. Great. The runway is runway 10 left, and that gives us 10,502, and I'm not sure if there's let's see what the performance gives to us. So we're going to 10 left, and flaps 30, import. We have all our operators, and we do auto 1, check the weather, wind calm, so we'll have +5, and we can calculate. And so we have 10,499 available, and the required distance is 8,105. So if we look at our chart, when we land, 8,105 will put us beyond Bravo 3, so we take Bravo 2, exit off, and taxi via Tango to the gate. Upon landing, we're going towards gate, let's see, gate 80, B64, I think it was. Well, we can go to any one of these Bravo gates, to be quite honest. So that's what we will do. We will just take one of these gates on the end. So we take Bravo 2 to Tango, Tango to Victor 5, and we'll go to, let's say, Bravo 47. Cool, so we are ready for our descent, and we are 70 miles out. So we can do our arrival briefing to our passengers for the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. We are approximately 190 miles from the airport. Current weather in Pittsburgh, winds are calm with a visibility of 6 miles. Rain in the area, and we have few clouds at about 2,500 feet. And it's a little bit overcast as well. Temperature is 7, and we're hoping that you would have packed your cold wear. There'll be a few bumps on the way in, since we have some clouds around the area and it's a little bit overcast. So please, once the seatbelt sign is going on, once the seatbelt sign goes on the next 5 minutes or so, that you will remain seated until we get to the gate. Once again, thank you for choosing Delta on this flight to Pittsburgh. We know that you have many other options, and we just ask that you continue to trust us with your travel, and we'll talk to you on a future flight. Flight attendants, prepare the aircraft for arrival. All right, so we got a message that we're to cross Vinci out of maintain flight level 220. So let's put that in, and let's see that we'll begin our descent in approximately 18 nautical miles. So let's put that in there, and we will go 220 as our initial. So for this arrival, we're going to need anti-ice on as we have some precipitation in the area, so we will maintain the, once we get on descent, we will turn on the anti-ice for the remainder of the flight. There's the engine rollback as we prepare for our descent. Let us find out what the CTAP is for. CTAP for Pittsburgh is 128,300. 128,300. So let's also check the ILS is 101.7, 111.7, and the final approach course is 101. So that is set. And now we continue our descent down 10,000. Our descent checklist. Altimeter's 2, niner 2 are set and cross-checked. Our radios, our radio and barrel altitude bugs have been one set, and it is 150 for the final, and that is set. Anti-ice is coming on once we get into these clouds. Approach briefing is complete. Auto brakes is level 1. Passenger signs are on. Push of the panel is set. Exterior lights is set. Recall is checked. Descent checklist is complete. $132. Oh, I was supposed to also check the fix. IL X-ray Bravo. Okay, so that's not in the database, so we can't use that. Let's see what the closest thing is. On the ILS, let's see if we can use Raku. That's at 9 miles, so let's see, RACOO, and let's see if we can do 101 at, so that is 6 miles from there, so let's do 10 miles from there. And then do 101 3 miles from Raku. Cool. So that should allow us to be able to get down and be fully configured by 3 miles from Raku. That works. So those range rings, guys, is just me simply trying to ensure that I could manage my speed. So once we get down to our approach path, by Stowe we should be at 180 knots, and by the time we reach to Raku we should be slowing down within that 6 miles to Raku to be fully configured by Raku. We're at 18,000 feet. Now we set transition to local, which is 29992. It is now 27 after. The weather should have remained the same. So let's see. Yes, 2992, and that is set as we continue our descent. We'll now turn on our NTI as we get ready to descend through these clouds. As we see here, overcast at 6,000, broken at 3,700, few at 2,500. So we're gonna prepare ourselves to enter these crystal layers and have our anti-ice on just in the event that that becomes a thing. Once again, guys, if you're here, just remember that we have the 350 stream coming up later on this evening, so don't want to miss that out. Please mark that for later. We will send out the link in a few, so please bear that in mind. We're just trying to complete our obligation to the 24th anniversary online streaming. Each one of these flights are 24-hour slots, so we have to make sure that we get them in, which is why we are on the 738 for right now. But the 350 is coming later on this evening, so please look out for that. If you haven't already done so, join the Discord. If you need to know the Discord link, !Discord, and that link will be available to you. If you're new here to the channel and you like what you see so far, please consider subscribing. That will definitely help the channel quite a bit. Wouldn't be asking much of you other than just click subscribe. That would help the channel go forward just a bit more on the YouTube algorithm. And also hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified the next time that we go live. You will never miss another live stream on this channel. Tomorrow's stream is from Pittsburgh to... Let's see where we're going tomorrow. As we continue to celebrate 24 years with Delta, it is Pittsburgh to Chicago, Illinois, O'Hare. That's going to be another nice one for us. Also going westbound, so it's going to take a little bit longer than usual because of those headwinds. Cloud surfing is what they say. Now let's see if the winds would have changed. Let's see what the real world is using for arrival into Pittsburgh today. You could probably take 10 to 8. Let's see. Actually, they're actually landing westbound, so we could probably shorten this. Let's see. Let's do that real quick. So let's look at runway 28 for arrival. Let's see, the arrival runway is runway 28 left. Or we do 28, yeah, 28 left. See what we have here. Arrival runway 28 left, and let's see, that's via Pete. Yes, it is. Our next waypoint is Lejoy, so still Nesto at 10. All right, cool. So we get to get it a little bit faster, guys. Landing runway 28. So we just need to now change that information because it is now 108. 108.9. That is 281. That is now India Papa. Let's see if that one works. India Papa Foxtrot Sierra. Does it work? No, it does not. So we will have to use hits again, and it's pretty much the same thing. So we'll use PITTS. Make sure we have the correct spelling. Oh, PITTZ. And it's 281 at 12. Yes, 281 at 12. Then 281 at 3. And that should be good. We'll redo our performance. ILS runway 28 left. And we're still good. Great. So we don't have to do that whole go around and get there. We could just go ahead and land. So we go direct to Nesto and descend down to Nesto, descend to 10,000, and let's help the aircraft to slow down just a bit. And then we'll go direct to Pete from Stiller. We have the 128.3. Coming down to 250 to 10,000. Let's slow that down to 240. So we maintain 240 below 10,000. And we'll go start switches continuous. And we'll continue our descend down to 4,000. Once we cross Nesta, we go direct Pete to join the localizer runway 28 left. All right, let's go direct to Pete. And we'll go to the theta for Pittsburgh. And here we go through the clouds. as we descend through 9,700. Exterior lights coming on, dinging the cabin, letting them know we are getting ready to land. Pittsburgh traffic, DAL2496, descending through 9,600 for 4,000 direct Pete. 16 miles from Pete, will fly direct Pete, left, join the localizer runway 28 left. Pittsburgh traffic. Miles from peak, we want to begin slowing our aircraft down as we descend through 8,000. Continue our descent to 4,000 with slow to 210 knots. And we will arm the localizer. Pittsburgh traffic, DAL2496, descending through 6,500 down to 4,000, 4 miles from Pete. We'll make left to join the localizer, runway 28 left. We'll call on final, runway 28 left, full establish on the ILS, 2496 Pittsburgh traffic. There's the rain. Let's change this condition to wet.
9,000, expecting the ILS, make 324 lane, we are now 65 miles away on report, establish the ILS, make 324,
So level 2, since it is raining, and we'll slow now to 190, and that was a nice breakout. And we're on the localizer, just about. Oh wait, we didn't change it, did we? No, what is it? 108. Is it 108.50? 108.90. Ow. 108.90. There we go. So localizer, and there we go. 180 on that. Flaps 5. And we're on the approach. Pittsburgh traffic, DAL2496 on the localizer runway 28 left, Pittsburgh. All right. Reduce speed to 149. Collapse 10. VNAV path. And we have glide slope is alive. Glide slope is captured. Collapse 15. Collapse 25. Landing gear. Collapse 30. And we are now clear to land, so all our exterior lights are on. Let's run the landing checklist. Landing checklist. Exterior lights are landing gear down 3 green. Flaps 30 green lights. Speed brake is armed, green lights. Start engines are continuous. Touch wheels are continuous. Landing checklist is complete. Pittsburgh traffic, DAL2496 is on a 6-mile final runway 28 left. Pittsburgh traffic. Visibility is really shot for this flight. A pretty nice picture, though it's dark. All right, here we go. Check. Cameron, safe landing. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, brother. Pittsburgh is your hometown. Nice. I don't know if I've ever been to Pittsburgh, so this might be the very first landing. I'll have to double check. If it isn't the first time, it's the first time in a very long time. All right. At 500 feet, my airplane, and let's land. My airplane. Two brakes up, 2 in reverse, reverse the screen, 80 knots. Burst lights out. And we roll all the way to Foxtrot. Manual braking. And we'll exit on a whiskey. Not the very best in terms of turn off. We should have probably just gone to the next one. Landing rate for that was minus 168.
5298 passing 9,000, now 25 miles to the field. We're changing runway 28 right for lane reporting established. Pittsburgh established.
Pittsburgh traffic DAL2496 is cleared of runway 28 left. Cross runway 28 right at Foxtrot. We'll call cleared of all runways. 2496 Pittsburgh traffic. All right, clean up the airplane. Flaps coming up. Start the APU. Landing lights can come off. And where are we now? So we are taxiing straight across. And then we're going to Whiskey. Take a right on Echo.
Approaching 10
then
center.
Left on Tango. Then Victor 5. So we're crossing
on
10
runway
right
10
here.
center.
Now we make a right turn onto Echo. The 2496 cleared of runway 2628 left and center. Taxiing via Echo left Tango Victor 5 to the gate. The 2496 Pittsburgh traffic. Beautiful landing here in Pittsburgh. Nice and smooth, making up for that landing in LaGuardia. Every time I think about last night, guys, it's just so amusing to me because I was like, why? How did that happen landing in LaGuardia? And it was a beautiful landing. It was a very beautiful landing. However, that's life sometimes. Stuff happens. Stuff happens. All right, so we continue Echo. Then we take Echo to, I guess we could take Victor. And then Victor 5. So we take the next taxiway coming up. You guys notice how the airport sloped up, the runway sloped up? That's pretty good. So it simulates what really happened because there's no airport in the world that's entirely flat. There really isn't. So given that we have that in the sim as well, it makes it more realistic because then the aircraft was slowing down a lot more than it would have if it was just a flat surface. And of course, because it's also wet. So that's also something pretty nice. Pretty cool. To make a left here on Victor, then we take Victor 5, which is not this taxiway nor the next taxiway, all the way over. Let's see if we can get GSX to bring up the gate. Bravo 49 or 47. Was it 47 that we said? Yes, Bravo 47. And 47 is there. Good. And let's use ASIG. And this is Victor 5 coming up here, and our parking is right in front of us. is the... This is the parking. I don't see the bridge. Huh. Let's see what happens with the other one. Let's go to 40. Which one is gonna be 45? Let's see what 45 says. All right, let's see what 45 says. Yeah, that looks a little bit better with the jet bridge being right there. I'm scrubbing these out. And parking brake is set. APU on the buses. And we can then start the timer on both. There we go. And there we have it, guys. We are on the ramp here at Pittsburgh International Airport, and it is Bamaran's home airport, and I think we did it justice. We did it justice here on this channel. Landon, let's call for the boarding. And we have the gate. Lovely. That's all I needed to see. And we're good to go where that is concerned. So we can now turn off and do the after landing flows, or the shutdown flows in that case.
Westbound 12, DL2498, established on final rate 28 right, Pittsburgh.
Have a good landing, Bruno.
Thank you, sir.
All right. And after the shutdown checklist, passenger signs are off, electrical is on, the ground power, engine start levers are cut off, start on the standby, anti-collision lights are off, fuel pumps off, window heats are on, probe heats off, anti-ice off, electronic pumps are off, air conditioning panel is set, APU is on for now until we bring on the low pressure air that is requested. Auto brakes is off and parking brake is set with the chocks on. And there we have it, guys. We are on the ground here in Pittsburgh. Thank you so very much for joining this flight. In a little while, we will get the notification for the next stream later on this evening as we showcase the A350. The A350 is coming to the Aviator 268 channel later on this evening. So please check back for that. You will get that notification very shortly. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing. It would help the channel a great deal. And once you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss the next time we go live. Later on this evening, we will send a message in the Discord for the preview and first look of the A350 from Inibills on the Aviator 268 channel. So look forward to that. Until the next time I see you guys, take care of yourself and goodbye.